What up, everybody? It's your boy Ash coming to you guys today with my One Piece chapter 993 review. I just finished doing my live reaction not too long ago, guys, and man oh man, there's a lot in this chapter, so let's jump right into it, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell. Chapter 993 is named The Dream of Wano, guys, here, and we start this chapter off here with a glance into the flower capital. And we know during the Fire Festival that Kaido and Orochi leave to go to Onigashima. They have their own big blast and party to celebrate pretty much themselves. While they leave, the flower capital is allowed to have their own party where everyone from the kingdom is invited to come and actually have some fun for once here. We know that the citizens of Wano are usually miserable. They have a terrible time. They're left to starve and drink crappy water and barely eat. They eat like millet, like Tama was. So they don't get a lot of food. They don't get a lot of drinks. They're not allowed to drink alcohol. So this is the one day of the year that they're allowed to celebrate, have some fun. Everyone's allowed in the flower capital. And they're talking about, man, the air is so fresh and the water is so clean. And man, oh man, this is amazing. And this is where we start to get the dreams of people. It's the one day that they're allowed to express themselves without the power of Orochi, or without the fear, I should say, of Orochi and Kaido, that they may be killed or executed or something for speaking out. So you hear a little kid says like, man, I wish this day would never end. And another guy's like, it's the only time I get to drink alcohol, man. Let's make this count. And another person is crying. He's like, man, I wish Orochi and Kaido would never come back. I wish Orochi didn't have Kaido backing him. Like, you see the pain that these people go through and how badly they need this celebration once a year to kind of enjoy themselves as best they can. So this really this really hit me hard. You really feel bad for the citizens of Wano. We knew already that their lives were being just awful because of Orochi and Kaido and what they're doing to the country, but to how much fun they're having. It's like a parade. It's like the Macy's parade. There's floats going on. People are eating and drinking and celebrating, having a good time. There's like a show going on with some fire. So really cool scene to see the flower capital and see all the people actually enjoying themselves here. And they talk about and they lead into man, you know what? The Kozuki clan's raid is going on right now. They're definitely fighting Kaido. They're going to win. They're going to free us all. And they're just kind of speaking out their dreams. This is what they wish would happen, or think, or dream of what would happen, that the Kozuki clan would come back, they would mess up Kaido and Orochi, and then they would be free. They would never show back up on Wano. And lo and behold, that's exactly what's going on here. So by the time daybreak comes, Kaido and Orochi could both be defeated and Wano will be free. So all their dreams that they're talking about in this chapter will come true by the end of this arc. That's what we believe is going to happen. Obviously, we think but Luffy's going to win this fight against Kaido. He's going to free Wano Kuni, and Momo's going to take his rightful place at the top as Shogun of Wano. So they're just talking about their dreams, what they want, and you see the pure pain and wishfulness they have, that this would just continue, that they could just stay happy, that they could keep drinking clean water and breathing fresh air. This is what their dreams are. So that's where the title comes in, The Dreams of Wano. The dream of Wano is to be free, to live life actually again, to not be suppressed. And one guy's like, there will be no executions today. I mean, that was so sad, which means that it just happens way too much. So that's where we start this chapter off. Just a glance of how the citizens are reacting to the Fire Festival, how they view everything as well. And this probably happens every year. Every time the Fire Festival happens, they probably have the same dreams. They're like, man, I hope the Kozuki comes back this year. You know what? They'll definitely come back. And lo and behold, they don't. And it's just another year of just pain and suffering. So this is the last one, guys. Don't worry, Luffy and company are about to take care of business. You guys will be good. So we kind of shift away from the flower capital, but that was a nice way to start this chapter. We go back into the dome, the skull dome, where Queen was shooting off his plague bullets here, and we kind of see the results of that. Queen's plague bullets, and this is his crown jewel of plague bullets. The plague bullets he shot ice bullets at people and turning them to ice oni. So that's what happens. You see a bunch of people running away from them, and they've grown into legit Onis. They get horns, they get sharp teeth, and they get claws, and they're just biting people, and whoever they fight or bite or scratch starts turning into this ice Oni as well. So it spreads. So it's like a pandemic, it's like a plague as his name says, Queen the Plague. So anything they touch or scratch starts to take that change as well, kind of like a zombie virus. If you guys know zombie virus, if you get bit, then you turn into it as well. That's kind of how this is going, and these guys are strong. They're picking up people, they're slicing people, see people on the ground. There's multiple of them, and they're biting people. It's really crazy. So Drake is the one that kind of explains to Zoro what's going on and what's happening, and Queen's there talking about it as well. He's like, crown jewel, it's the ice oni, so this is one of his strongest plague bullets. So that's pretty crazy, really sad. Robin and Chopper are there like in stun, looking at what's going on. Obviously Chopper, being a doctor, is probably mortified by this scene right now. And we kind of shift away, but he tells the rest of the people to close the doors to the other levels of the Skull Dome, and we see like a layer of levels that they have. So we get bottom to top, it goes B2, basement 2, basement 1, levels 1 through 5 before you hit the top of the dome, like ground level. So there's a bunch of lower levels, and he closes off this level because he wants the plague to kind of take its place. He's like, this level is done for. Let's close the door so no one can escape. So Zoro and Drake are stuck on this level with the plague and Queen. So it looks like Zoro may be taking on Queen. That's where it's kind of heading, Zoro and Drake, or Drake may be taking on Queen. Who knows? But that's kind of where this is heading. Zoro got separated from Luffy, and Luffy's making a beeline to the top of the dog hair, excuse me, to the top of the dome. So we'll see what happens with Zoro. I know a lot of people have theorized, myself included, that Zoro will be there to help Luffy fight Kaido. So maybe Zoro will take care of business and eventually meet up with Luffy in the middle of the fight. Who knows? So we'll see where that takes us, but we kind of shift away from that scene as well. We get to see Luffy again. Luffy is still making head dash towards the top of the dome here, and he's kicking beast pirates left and right. And as he's fighting, someone grabs his face and pulls it back, and we see it's Sanji. Sanji uses attack to hit all these beast pirates away. He's like, Luffy, you got to calm down here. You got to save your energy because we need you at full strength to fight Kaido. Stop wasting energy on these low-level punks. Like, conserve your energy a little bit. Like, let's think about this, Luffy, of Kaido to fight. Don't waste senseless energy fighting these peons. So Sanji's kind of guiding Luffy into what he needs to do and taking on these guys. And as they're talking, another headliner pops up, and this guy's named Briscola. And Briscola has the gorilla smile fruit, and the gorilla pops out of his hand. So he's like, I'm gonna teach you guys a lesson for messing with my guys. And as he goes to punch Luffy and Sanji, a gorilla starts forming out of his hand, like a full gorilla, like from waist up, a full gorilla is coming out of his hand. Hi, Raven, I see you. She's being really needy right now. I want to get in my lap. No, you can't get in my lap right now. Yes, I'll pet you. So full gorilla comes out of his arm and throws a punch at Sanji, and with some force behind it, he's like, Sanji even dodges it and like, man, that was a strong punch. He's like, why is a gorilla, I think it's Luffy, is like, why is a gorilla coming out of his hand? He's like, where is this supposed to come from? And Sanji's like, I don't know, why would I know? So funny scene there with Luffy and the gorillas. I think Luffy and the smile fruit users is very funny because he sees them all in different ways, and Luffy, the curious guy with no filter, is always like, why is that happening? Or like when he talked to one of the headliners, the line, I forgot his name already, but the line coming out of his belly button is like, why is there a line coming out of your belly button? So Luffy's reaction to the smile fruit users are hilarious. I always love that, but a good scene there. Kind of just filler for them to kind of explain what's going on. But as they're fighting this guy, they're trying to fight like, Luffy, I'll handle this. And Luffy's like, you're going to take too long. Sanji's like, I'll do it in 10 seconds. Luffy's like, I'll do it in 3. So they're just going back and forth about who should fight the small fry and why Luffy should conserve his energy. But as they're fighting, Jinbei pops in and just levels Briscola into the ceiling with his fishman karate break fist. And it's like, don't worry, guys, I'll take care of this. I'll lead Luffy the way. And Sanji's like, no, that's my job. Where did you... Good scene there as well. Jinbei's like, oh, my bad, you can take him. So it looks like Jinbei's going to be there for crowd control. Jinbei's stepping in, kind of take care of the rest of the Beast Pirates that are there, just kind of the fodder characters. Sanji's going to lead Luffy to the top of the building, so Sanji can kind of take care of everything, so Luffy can conserve his energy. Good scene. We're just kind of seeing what everyone's doing at the point here. Nothing really that important. Nothing that we really didn't know what was going on either, but it just looks like they're kind of trying to use their teamwork and trying to think about this smartly. At least Sanji and Jinbei are, and Luffy's just trying to get to the top of the tower with whoever he fights. It doesn't matter. So at this rate, if they're going the way they are and Sanji's leading Luffy up there, they're going to run into King eventually, and that may be who Sanji fights. Sanji against King. So we'll see how that goes, because King is at the top kind of leading where everyone is. He's kind of being what Paraspero was in Whole Cake Island, being the head of the snake and kind of distributing troops where they need to be and guiding everybody while Kaido is doing his thing. So that's King's role right now here. We kind of see that later in this chapter. So we shift away from Luffy and Jinbei and crew, and we go to see where Yamamoto and Shinobu are. And Shinobu's still running away from Yamamoto. Who knows if they'll start to figure it out. But we see a cat with one of the paper eyes on him. And we know that the paper eye belongs to Bao Huang, the headliner who kind of relays messages to Kaido and the Calamities. And we see that she's still hanging from the ceiling, and she's relaying the position of Momonosuke, Shinobu, and Yamamoto to King. King uses this information to relay that to the Tobiropo. He's like, all right, guys, this is a rebellion from the Kozuki clan here. Their goal is to take control of Wano again and put Momonosuke at the head to become shogun of Wano and take over this country again here. There's about 5,400 samurai. We need to take care of our business. To do that, cut off the head of the rebellion. If you kill Momonosuke, the samurai will lose their willpower. We'll take care of the pirates after that. So that's kind of what King's message is to the Tobiropo. And Sasaki is the one closest to Momonosuke. So as they relay the information from Bao Huang, Sasuke's right in front of him, cuts him off, and starts shooting cannons at Shinobu here. Shinobu dodges the first round, but gets hit with a round of arrows in the second when you see blood coming out of her mouth. So she got pinned down by Sasaki's crew. And we see that Sasaki leads the armored division. You see a bunch of people with armored style smile fruits. We see like a crab, a rhino, a hedgehog. There's a couple beetles, guys. There's a guy in like a scarf. It looks like kind of an Eskimo, but I can't remember. I can't see like exactly what he is. But we see a bunch of armored style animal users, and Sasaki is sitting in his chair. Above him, he's got Sasaki in his chair as well. So he leads the armored division, it looks like, of the Beast Pirates, which is really cool. The crab lady looks awesome. She looks very funny. So we see a turtle user jump at Shinobu as she's laying on the ground. And she yells at Momonosuke to run. Like, run, Momonosuke, get out of here. There's nothing I can do for you now. And Momonosuke looks at it like, this is it? This is all I can do. A shogun of Wano, like the future shogun of Wano, is it all I can do is to run away? So he has like a moment of sadness. Like, this is all the power he has. He's like a 7-year-old kid. Like, it's gonna be okay. You'll get stronger, but yeah, this is like the most of your power right now. These are adults with full strength, and you're just a child. Like, it's okay, Momo. I understand the pain he's feeling after being like Odin. He's Odin's son. He knows what strength and power looks like. And he just doesn't have that yet because he's still young. So I feel for Momonosuke in this situation. Yes, he can't do much, but his willpower will be able to lead the samurai here. Just his will strength alone, not his physical strength, but his will be able to lead these guys. But as they're about to take this hit from the turtle guy, Yamato catches up and knocks the turtle guy completely out. KOs him and stands in front of Sasaki, and Sasaki's like, young master Yamamoto, are you gonna defend them? Yamamoto says an awesome line. He's like, no, I'm not defending them. I am fighting for the Kozuki. So that was a cool scene. So we're gonna get a fight between Yamamoto and Sasaki. If that's her fight, that'd be really cool. Her against the armored division and Sasaki. I thought Sasaki was gonna fight Jinbei. That would have been a fun fight. So we'll see where this goes, maybe. But we're starting to see people like get into their fights a little bit now. So who knows if these will be the final fights that we'll see. But it kind of looks like we're starting to divide the fights out a little bit, which is good to see. So Sasaki, Yamamoto about to face off with the armored division. She'll be defending Momo, acting as his father like he wanted. So that was really cool of Yamamoto stepping in. Really cool scene, so we'll see how that goes. And finally, we end off this chapter back on the top of the dome with the scabbards and Kaido. Kaido's laying on the ground after taking that Paradise Tosca attack, and he's kind of the scabbards are talking like, sever his windpipe, we gotta cut off his head, kill him now, this is not over. He can get up, kill him right now. And as they're making a mad dash to cut off his head and end this fight, Kaido starts talking, he's like, your spirits, I felt it. The Odin was there in your spirits, guys. You had him in your heads, in your minds. Every time I feel that, the scar starts to throb. And every time it throbs, I remember that monster, Odin, and he has like a mini flashback where he sees Odin Oden looking at Momonosuke, stopping his attack where Oden was about to kill Kaido, and Kaido's taking out his Oni club to end the fight because of what happened. And I think Kaido still remembers that he was helped out in that fight, and he even says, like, there will never be another monster samurai like Oden. You guys are not enough. You cannot cut this wound deep enough. So Kaido really was hoping that they would be enough. They would be able to bring out the fighting spirit like Oden, that they had the strength that Oden did, even working together, but it wasn't enough. They weren't able to kill him, and Kaido even thought about it. He's like, I thought about letting you kill me, but you're not strong enough. It's not enough to take me down. And so as he says that, he starts to rise here. Like, he gave them a chance. He starts to rise. He's huge body. He's going towards the sky. And the scabbards are just looking in pure terror. And he's like, you cannot do it. And as he says that, he lets out this extremely huge roar. And we know that his roars can do stuff here. The last roar brought lightning. Another roar brings fire. This one brings wind slashes, invisible wind slashes. He launches at the scabbards, and you see Denjiro say, like, invisible wind slashes. He starts to dodge, and they all start to dodge, but there's so many of them. And as they look back, Kiku, who tried to block one, sword got broken, and her arm is off. Cut her body almost in half. She goes completely white, like eyes go white with the black lines on her face. Izo and Kinemon look at her in just pure terror and sadness. They're like, Kiku, and they're yelling after her. Oh my God, I did not expect Kiku to get hit so badly, but it looks like Kiku's gonna be the first death, maybe, of Kaido's rampage now. Kaido's done messing around here. He gave them a chance. They couldn't finish the job, and now Kaido is sick of it and is about to take out his rage on the scabbards, and it's not looking good. One attack completely messed up Kiku. Arm off, blood everywhere, sword is broken. Kiku looks like she's about to be the first death in this fight between Kaido and the scabbards of probably a couple more. There'll probably be a couple more scabbards to die, which is sad to say, but unless Kiku gets some help soon, I can't see a reason why Kiku survives this unless Chopper shows up. Because, I mean, that's a mortal wound. Completely cut off, a lot of blood. I mean, he got hit straight on, and it's not looking good. So that's where this chapter ends, guys. It was an unreal chapter, a lot going on here. We got a lot of talking, a lot of detail, a little bit of insight on where everything is and where everybody is. So we're starting to see people pair up into their fights. Queen, Drake, and Zoro. We see Luffy, Sanji, and Jinbei heading up towards the top of the castle. We see Yamamoto and Sasaki with Momo there as well. So we're starting to see where people are. People are starting to get into the battles, and things are about to heat up even more with no break next week as well, guys, which is even more insane. And we just saw Kiku get lit up. So comment below, guys. That's it for me. That's my review. What an amazing chapter. A lot of emotion in this chapter, guys. I'm trying to get excited, but I'm like deeply saddened by what has happened in this chapter. Like, Kiku, man, my heart goes out for the scabbards and Kiku. Oda kills it again. So guys, comment below, what was your favorite part of chapter 993? What are your thoughts on Kiku getting hit by that slash? Is there any way the scabbards come out of this with this probably being the only death? And if there is, what other scabbards do you think are going to be killed by Kaido, guys? Comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell. Man, this is what an arc, what a chapter, guys. That's it. Peace. Have a fantastic day.